What are you doing?
Fine.
Yeah, but I usually wait for a bit. I usually do, actually. Off. Let's use so we can just go over that. Cause see, now such and yeah. Anyway, let's just get started. All right, so I need to explain a bit before I think we get into this whole thing, because originally I know I call it series in this title, but anyway, the whole thing was it was gonna be a lot of Life is Strange series, and I was gonna try looking up from the first game. The problem is a lot of those are kind of older, and we're mostly in the midst of the game. So obviously they've been confirmed or denied at this point, and I think you've heard all of them anyway. So I was like, okay, well, what about Life is Strange 2? And it's like I kind of didn't get a chance to actually look up theories. Cause I'm stupid that way. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna be talking about some of them today, and then the nostalgia part is pretty much I thought about this like at least a week ago, being like, hey, you know, what if me and Chloe talked about some older TV show we watched, you know, as kids, you know, what did we enjoy watching? So, I thought that'd be fun too. And it kind of ties into Life is Strange, so the first one, the whole concept of nostalgia. But, anyway, we'll just delve right into it. The first one, I think, for at least we're gonna do Life is Strange stuff first. So, I think the first one, and I think a lot of people have talked about this one before, and yes, it seems kind of stupid that we're talking about it again, but, I think I think it's still an interesting theory, and I hope it kind of comes out to be something. So, so Brody, there is obviously the theory out there whether or not he's related to the Prescott family or not. There's a lot of, like, there's not a lot of theories, and you know, out there, you know, depicting why this could possibility. The only real, I think, one is the lines of how he comes from a rich family from like with no soul concept, and why he left everything. I mean, that's like a possibility line, and I don't know. It's been talked about before. I can kind of see it only because it would kind of make sense. And of course, when related wise, meaning like probably related to Sean Prescott, like their brothers or something like that, which would kind of work, I feel like. We don't know how old Brody is. He might be in his 40s or something, for all we know. So, but yeah. But Chloe, what do you think of the possibilities of Brody possibly being a Prescott? Jesus. My foot had a weird feeling to it all of a sudden, so I was like, huh. Anyway, so you go.
I mean, there would be interesting if it were true. I mean, he has that kind of, you know, relaxed vibe to him, you know. And he did talk about, you know, he did talk about him leaving, you know, you say, you know, but it's turned into a puppy roll. But anyway, he did confide to Sean that he used to live with his, you know, his relatives, and that they just didn't get him. Or the way he put it was that he had to go because, you know, they were all on the tights, naughty, you know, snooty. He wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It would be cool if he was. If he wasn't, then, you know, I mean, it would still be, you know, it would still be nice that we got to know Brody.
Yeah. It wouldn't ruin or change the character at all. You know. I don't know. You know what? Like, watch, like, us talking about it and everything, a lot of people talking about it, they didn't even have the one idea whatsoever of making him, like, related to anyone. He was just gonna be, like, a random character, and the fact that people were talking about it, like, well, I guess we gotta make him a Prescott now. I'm kidding. Hopefully they don't do that. That'd be really weird. I don't think they would. They have a storyline anyway, so it's not like they would randomly change Brody's storyline if, like, all because, oh, we want him to be a Prescott for whatever random reason. Like, no. I mean,
it would
be interesting
because it would actually show one Prescott that was at least chill and laid out. You know, not kind of like this snobbish uptight, what are you doing? You know, gun wielding or anything like that. It would show at least, aside from Nathan's sister.
Okay, there you go.
That we only went ahead and heard about, actually not heard about, read, one of her messages. But it would actually be the second Prescott who isn't a total hard ass.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. The likely possibility of that, I mean, it's not slim. It's not like I mean, it's very 50-50. It can and it can't. It could be, and it may not be. It's one of those I think people just kind of came up with because, oh, that sounds like a good description of the Prescott. So truly, I mean, I agree too, and it kind of makes sense. And he has the same kind of like shape, built like Sean Prescott. If you kind of look a bit, like if you kind of put them side by side, you can kind of see they could be related. I mean, that could also be just developer design, syndrome, where like sometimes you get characters that look kind of the same. But I mean, you never know. They could have purposely did it that way, to be like, hey, he actually is related, or they just accidentally did that. And I thought about it, like, whoops, But I mean, I feel like in this case, though, the only time you actually were able to see Sean Prescott. The reason why I say Sean Prescott, because there's another Sean, and I don't want to get it confused. Sean P, I guess I could... No, don't call him Sean P. I don't like that.
Shawnee P.
Yo, Shawnee P in the house, what up? Anyway, continue.
Yo, Shawnee P, what you doing, dog?
Well, we only saw pictures, but before the Storm game, we actually saw him, like, in game. So, it's kind of interesting. So, maybe it might not be one of those, accidental trips, but anyway, I don't think we need to discuss this any more than it has to be, because obviously there's nothing any more I think we need to discuss about it, so let's move on to, something more interesting. Endgame. No, I'm not meaning, like, Marvel Endgame, though, great movie, but I'm talking about what could be the literal end of the game concept. And I know it seems a little early for me to talk about this considering the 4th episode hasn't even come out yet, and that'd probably help. And I will discuss more about it, I feel like, once the 4th episode comes out, obviously, in that, concept. Because obviously then you have more information, and obviously the little last episode, will be upon us, but until then... But I want to talk about it a little bit here, just because I feel like it'd just be interesting. Some people are already kind of talking about some possibilities anyway of what could happen. Because it's just interesting, because with how this game is going, you kind of don't have any ideas of what could happen. Like, at all. Anything can happen in the realm of possibilities of this game. Which I kind of like, because... You definitely, I mean, I feel like I'm definitely going to be taken by surprise, hopefully a good surprise, of how everything will turn out. And, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it's going to be a good, and hopefully, and I've noticed this before, and a lot of people have complained about this, and hopefully maybe Life is Strange 2 will actually fix this. And it's the fact that people don't like that there's just two endings, you know? They kind of want multiple different endings, like most of like other games that are out there that are set like this, you know? You know? And I think it'd be kind of cool if they did that. I would like that a lot, because it definitely will make you feel like a lot of your decisions really mattered in the end.
I mean, it isn't like Life is Strange Before the Storm, where we already knew the outcome of certain events, and we already know what took place. You know, but I didn't really like the choice that you made at the end, because it was like none of your decisions mattered, you know. It was like here you were going through everything and trying to do what you can, and now you have two choices, and the two choices are going to be the same no matter what. It's kind of like Mass Effect 3.
Okay. Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah. Mass Effect 3 was the worst
Mass Effect game
for the ending.
Yeah, for the ending was.
Because here you are, you got all these fleets together, you got everything available. You even have one of the last known old ones on your team who knows how to defeat the Reapers. You know, you have all this, but yet none of that matters, because you need to choose a color. And it's what?
It's like
And then I love the Mass Effect 3 theory. I love the theory, but BioWare shut that down, and it just made me mad.
It's just a bad ending.
The theory was, and the theory
Also,
was,
Daffy.
The theory was.
Anyways, go.
The theory was that your character, Commander Shepard, was going through indoctrination.
Oh, I heard this one, yeah.
Because of that little boy. You know, the little boy that goes and the ship that gets blown up. And then you start having those dreams. Well, they're saying that the Reapers have already indoctrinated Shepard. And it's a long video. I think it's still on YouTube. You can go ahead and look at it, but
I can try finding it and putting a link for it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to what's happening. And for BioWare to shoot that down, it's stupid. Because with that theory, it answers every single question.
But
you know, I would be fine if that were true, that were completely 100% true, and Shepard was indeed indoctrinated. As a matter of fact, his eyes were different. If you looked at the character's eyes in, like, I think the middle of the game, you'd see that they're different. And those are the same eyes that he indoctrinated yet. But
no, it's just a bad ending.
I just hope that Life is Strange 2 has multiple endings. But I know the way that Tokonod is. They're like, we want to tell a story. We want to get people thinking about, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Get them to talk about it. years.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I can see it though being possible. I can see them maybe getting, together and actually being able to actually do multiple endings. So I'm not gonna expect God like Detroit Becoming Human. I haven't finished the game yet, but I heard there's so many endings. Oh my god, I forgot how many endings there are. But there's so many endings. I don't think it's gonna be that level. I can see maybe being like 3 to 4 endings, which I wouldn't even like mind that. That'd be nice. I mean, at least you got 2 extra from the list of just 2. But it'd be nice because it's like I feel like the character choices matter. I mean, definitely in this game, I felt like I've had moments of sweating and panic. Moments. Then, like, I think even the original Life is Strange, where, like, oh no, because I think it's the concept of you don't know what could happen. You don't know what's going to happen next. This choice can literally impact the game so much or do so little. And it's like, it scares me so much because there's some choices, like, they ask you, and it doesn't come about again for some odd reason. And you're like, okay. And you don't know when that choice is going to come back to haunt you. That's the scary part. You don't know when it's going to come back and strike you so hard. Like, it's disturbing because you're just like, you're waiting for something bad to happen, but you don't know. And finally, when it comes back, you're like, wait, I made that decision? Oh no. And,
Carolyn, you don't have to keep attacking me. I know what I did was wrong.
What? I'm so confused. Wait, what are we doing?
About Chris.
I wasn't attacking you about Chris at all! I wasn't, actually. I was just talking in general. You're the one who brought that to yourself now. You want me to go and pinpoint that? You did it to yourself.
You're a bitch.
You did it to yourself. I
You're
wasn't
a
talking
bitch.
you about it. Look, everyone knows what happened with that. I explained it before. I'm not going to need to explain it again what happened with that. You can go back to, like, older videos I mentioned and I forgot. Maybe in, like, I think the last discussion video when I did Life is Strange 2. Episode 2. So, anyway, the point is, this game is very just kind of interesting since we don't even know what the possible ending is. However, I kind of have at least... I mean, people have made like a couple ideas. One of them is the fact of, I forgot what they keep calling the term. Jesus. But pretty much the fact that Daniel might, turn evil and you might have to kill him. Which is, that's a very disturbing theory that's out there. I forgot what the term is called, though. They use for it. Because there's a term. Something with, like, dang it. Anyway. But that's a theory that's out there. And although I hate, to be like, I want to turn that theory down, it's a very possible theory considering where we're going with this game. Because, I mean, like, Daniel's becoming very different. He's very, definitely the powers are starting to get to him, and obviously this life on the road is starting to get to him. So...
And, recently, he's now alone.
Oh yeah, that definitely will add to the more boiling
Because
of
at the end of
villain.
episode 3, he runs off.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Anyway, sorry.
So, I wonder what's going to happen in episode 4
I cracked myself with that.
or 5.
Mm.
I'm having a bad feeling that Daniel is going to change when Sean finds him. And not in a good way.
Yeah. A lot of people actually, there's actually even more theories about the 4th episode, which I'll get to in a minute. And I think there's another one I heard, and I actually kind of like too, and it kind of still goes into whether or not you have to kill Daniel or not. But, at least I think maybe ties in a way. Oh, I should mention probably why you would have to kill Daniel, because Daniel gets too powerful and loses it. Anyway, I think that was apparent. But the other one is how your choices, and this is where I think the multiple endings could come in, is it's how you treated Daniel throughout the game. Were you a good brother? Were you a good, parent-like figure to Daniel? Or were you a bad figure to Daniel? Did you do a bad job at taking care of him and everything? And I feel like that can, go to, many different routes. There's, the good, and there's the neutral, and then there could be, bad, Where, you did okay job. There's you did a great job, okay job, and you just did terrible, you didn't do well. And, I think that could lead into something really interesting, honestly. I can see that going into, I'll definitely really, fascinating route. Because, obviously, there's actually some, like I said, you felt like your choices mattered and actually you did something, that way. But, yeah.
And then there's a secret ending. Then there's the secret ending. Where all of a sudden there's a video of Ziggy drinking coffee. Of your cat drinking coffee.
That's
Putting his paw in the cup and going ahead and licking it.
that's the New Game Plus ending.
Oh, yeah.
You have to replay the game just to do it on hard mode.
In a New Game Plus, it'll be in a room, right? And Shauna goes ahead and goes up to the TV and turns it on, and all you see is Carolyn's cat singing. Just going ahead and putting a paw in the cup and going ahead and licking it.
Should I say don't nod that video? Give him that suggestion. Don't nod, please.
Yeah.
Please. Make a New Game Plus mode. And put my cat into it. He deserves it. He's a good boy. You don't have to put my title and me in the credits. Just put him in the credits and you're good. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Oh my god. Would it be like the one what is it called? Silent Hill ending where you come in and it's the dogs controlling it this whole time? Wait, you're the one controlling the game this whole time? Woof. Was it corgis or something?
Yeah, they were corgis.
They were corgis. But it's Sean finally goes into a room and he walks in and he's like, wait, it was you who were doing that all this time? My cat just licking a coffee cup, licking with a little headset on. She's like, you're the one controlling this game the whole time? All the outcomes? That'd be funny. We got way sidetracked. Anyway, alright, so that's it for that theory part. And the next one is, and I think this one, of course, I should also probably wait until after the 4th episode, but yep, we're not doing that. Though I will discuss it more after the 4th episode. So, Karen. Obviously, she's somehow going to be a big character in this, considering she's, Sean and Daniel's mom, and she ran away. For, no reason, no how, she just kind of ran off and no one knows why, but obviously, Daniel thinking that she did it because, oh, you didn't love us, or you didn't care about us, and etc. And, obviously we're going to probably find out why she ran off, why she ran away, what happened, And, I think it'll be, interesting to learn that. I think, and there's a lot of theories of what could possibly it. There could be the fact of, she got tired, boring life, same old, which is sadly happens in a lot of families. They're, a lot of times, they're bored of their spouse, or bored of their life, and they, want to be done. They want something more interesting, and they move on. which that could be it, which really, obviously I don't want that to be the case, that it could be the case. There's the fact of maybe she has powers. A lot of people are throwing that around, that she could possibly have some form of powers, and she wanted to protect, Sean and Daniel from, her powers. And, that kind of interesting too. I would actually kind of like to see that, because that'd be like more, I don't know, heartwarming. I don't know. In that sense, I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of really ideas out at the moment of what could possibly be the reason why she ran off.
Well,
though she did have tendencies to wanting to like be free and like do things on her own. But anyway, I just wanted to add that.
I think I got one theory.
Shoot.
Well, this theory is probably grounded in reality. In the fact that Karen might not have ran away.
Oh. That gave me goosebumps when you said that. I was like, oh no.
Karen might not have ran away. As a matter of fact, my theory is that Karen might have been taken by ICE.
But she's white.
Wait a minute, where was she born?
America. She's white.
Huh?
America. She was born in Beaver Creek. I'm like, wait, where are you going with this? So you bring up a good, no, but I mean, okay, you bring up a good point somewhere though. Maybe not ICE, but maybe like police or something. Maybe she did some drugs. Well, I'm just reeling in your theory a little bit, okay? I mean, no, it's not a bad idea, the concept of maybe she didn't run off and she like got arrested or something, or, she's into some shady things going on, it's the realm of possibilities, we don't know.
Yeah.
The mystical realms of possibilities. Anyway, also, I kind of want to add a little bit of something to this theory. Not with her, but with Esteban, with their dad. And I feel like this is... I got this idea thinking about how, before the storm played out. And it's the concept of... with, the game, younger Chloe in the game, obviously, questioning her, well, I guess not faith, but questioning whether, William was actually a good dad. Was he the pitch perfect dad that, she was thought he was, or was he bad? And the game kind of left your interpretation and, whether or not, he was the best dad in the world, or was he, like every other, dad that has done mistakes and bad things, also. And I always liked that thought about the game. I always enjoyed it because it just brought up a lot of, good points and questions, and especially with, Rachel's dad being, the worst in the world. It definitely was interesting, and I feel like in this game, they can bring it back up, considering at one point in time they said that, the dad and, Karen's, parents, didn't get along well. Obviously, probably, of course, being Christian faith, and him being, well, very chilled and laid back, obviously, as he is, But it also begs a question, I think, and I would find this interesting if they played around with it, especially in this episode coming up, because I feel like it would make sense, considering it's about faith a little bit. I mean, they're going through religion, but it could also go about what Sean believes, what he, him being tested each way in form, of whether or not his dad was a good person. Was he actually as pitch perfect as we see him as, or did he have some problems that we didn't see? You know? And obviously it's the concept of we don't really know because he's now sadly dead. And I feel like they can play around that. I know that it's done already. And I'm not saying that, oh, he sees his dad, you know, walking around with him. Though that'd be also interesting. But just him just thinking about some of the stuff he's done and things. It'd just be interesting. Maybe a tiny bit of dialogue you can talk about. But I would like if they played around with that a bit. Because I think it'd be interesting. Yeah. Sorry, checking something. But yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. Okay, so now Lila. I feel like this one needs to be talked about because I'm actually terrified right now. What stands with Lila? I'm worried. You know, I'm having a strong feeling, and a lot of people have talked about this before too, that it's going to be a Kate Marsh situation. Which, if you don't know what that means, then pretty much it's a fact of whether or not you can save, you know, Lila in this case or not. Will she commit suicide or something will happen to her, you know? Were you able to prevent it or not? And it all goes down to the phone calls. And I am worrying a lot because I never called Lila at all, and I'm having very, very worrying. I'm very worried that possibly in this episode, maybe episode 5, we'll find out that she died or something, and I'm like, oh, you know.
I don't know. Didn't you say at one point that there was a fan theory that if you didn't call Lila, she'd be in a mental institution?
Well, it's not, well, wait, maybe I did read something like that, but we found out, like, if you didn't call her the first time and you call her, you know, at the Reynolds house, her mom will pick up and be like, oh, well, she's at the clinic right now, you know, she's not doing well, and it's like, which worries me a lot in that concept. At least you called, but, like, that's still one of those is it too late things. But if you did call her the first episode, and then you call her in the second one, she's not doing well, but at least she's not in the clinic, so... But maybe she might be in a mental... Who knows? And that could be the other option, too. Maybe it's the fact of you called her in the second episode and she might be in a mental institute. You know, it's so many relevant possibilities.
It's Oriental.
Jesus. Oriental.
That's
worse, she's Asian. You said that. Mental Oriental, really?
Mental Oriental.
Stop it, no.
No, you can't stop Chloe Price.
Anyway, and now finally, my bonus theory. Well, okay, first of all, it'll be a tiny bit sidetracked, but then I'll get to the actual theory that me and my friend made up, actually. Because it was just a discussion. Yes, because this actually kind of randomly came up. It was really funny because we were talking about it. So, first of all, I want to get into the whole quote-unquote possibility of, if not Chloe Price, of course, maybe that's not going to but maybe a somewhat small cameo of Max Holyfield. Obviously, it's very, very, very
very for me or Max.
I'm sorry. Well, can I pay you extra 50 if you come on, please, into the next game? Come on, please, please, please. I would love to see you guys.
No.
I'll pay you. I'll pay you. If don't nod, won't do.
I'm sorry. I wish it would. I wish it would happen. I wish.
Come on.
We have a few checks here. I'm gonna be in it. Max is gonna be in it. No, God gave us simple instructions. They said, go home, do your thing. That's it.
No, God. Very slim chance, slimmer than the Slim Jim chance.
Yes.
I made that. That's a nice term. So there's a chance that they could pop up in the game. But, okay, so here is a theory, though, I came in me and my friend's mind. And it's kind of interesting, actually. I'm not saying it's very possible, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities. The fact that, first of all, when I say this, keep an open mind when I say this, of what I mean by this. That Max could be related to Sean and Daniel. No, before you say anything, I'm not meaning like, oh, long lost mother, no. I'm not meaning it that way. What if like a long lost cousin? Well, you know, distant cousin, etc., you know, or maybe, you know, first cousin. Here's the thing, we don't know much about Max's family. We only know that she has a mom and a dad. We don't know if she has an uncle. We don't know if she has an aunt. We don't know if she has a great uncle, or, you know, we don't know. We really don't. We don't know much about her family. So what if her mom or her dad is related to, like, the Reynolds family somehow? You know, that maybe Karen could be, like, one of, like, you know, the sisters. They could have been sister to, like, the dad or sister to the mom. The Reynolds said they never had another kid or anything or whatever. It'd be kind of interesting. Or the fact that maybe they could be different in another way. Like I said, long, you know, distant cousin could mean, like, she had multiple different families, too. Just putting that out there. I know I might have botched it a little bit with the wordplay, but you get my point a little bit. And I'm not saying it's very possible. I'm not saying it's like, oh, you know, yeah, it's right on the nail. But I'm just saying it's not impossible in a way. It's just an interesting thought. So, I don't know. What do you think? Oh, what is he
What did I say?
Yes.
I think it's bold.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that?
Huh?
You want to elaborate? Yeah.
Elaborate.
I'm curious. I understand it's a weird theory. I know it's out there, my point. And I made that point immediately.
Let's see.
Keep in mind, obviously, we don't know much about Max's family.
Well.
Okay.
It's just out of the realm of possibility. I mean, yeah.
Okay. And?
Yep. No to you.
What, you try to do a, you know, reverse card on me? Just puts a reverse card down. No, you. I'm not saying it as, like, here's the thing. Like I said, I understand it's very out there, in a way. But, like, the only thing I really have myself backing up is that we don't know a lot about, you know, Karen's side of the family. We don't know a lot about Max's side of the family. So, Actually, it would have to be on the mom's side, I just realized. Because Dad's name is Caulfield. So, that even just proved a bit, well, not proved my point, maybe set back my point? Question mark? Well, we don't know what the mom's maiden name was. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Max is gonna pop up in the game, by the way. That's not my point with that. I'm just saying that it could, you know, be hinted out there. But anyway, it's just a crazy, gooky old crackpot theory, as everyone says it is. But, I mean...
It's just a theory. A gay theory.
Anyway. But no, it's definitely one of those kind of crackpotty theories, but kind of not things. I don't know. It was just a fun idea I came up with. Me and my friend came up with it. It's interesting. If nothing else, it's an interesting thought. So, yes, that is it for all the Life is Strange theories, at least that I got on top of my head. Maybe there might be more out there. And if you have any theories yourself, you can, you know, comment and everything. And be nice to get some ideas out there. You know, maybe have a link to video or something that you can watch. But, yes, now to the interesting part of this video. The fun part. Or at least I'm calling it the fun part, because I like reminiscing on my childhood. Even though I'm still, well, I mean, I'm 18, but I mean, even still. But that is the going down memory lane of what TV shows that me and Chloe watched. And I think it'd be interesting, because we actually get some insight on, you know, both of us, that way, of what we watched. I wish my dad was here, because he would definitely went into a lot of detail what he watched too, considering he watched some interesting things. It gets interesting. So, it also would have been nice to have my sister. Obviously, it would have been cooler if I had my sister, but obviously not even here at all. But like, obviously, she's back where she lives. Along the beaches. Anyway, but no, but I don't know what other detail. Probably would actually be the same actually. But it's a little bit interesting. Anyway, so I think, to be fairness, I'll let Chloe go first. Mention a cartoon, any cartoon, or not cartoon, but like any TV show you watched as a child, and we'll see if we remember it or not. If I don't remember it, then oh well. But I'm sure someone will remember it out there.
Yeah, someone will remember it.
Somebody.
Not many people. God, I remember so many.
And this is why I did this.
This is why you did this?
This is why I did this. Because obviously I know you'd remember a lot.
Let's see. Well, I seem to remember a show called Professor Iris on TLC.
Ooh, I don't know that. You already got me.
For those of you who don't know, it was back in the time when TLC was considered a learning channel instead of what we have now. There was that, there was Eureka's Castle on Nick Jr. There was Gullah Gullah Island. There was Bear in the Big Blue House.
Okay, sorry, you hit me. You got me. You caught me. Okay, anyway, continue with your list.
Did?
Yes.
Let me see. On Nick, there was All Real Monsters.
I kind of watched that one, but not really.
Rugrats.
Again, kind of. I mean, I watched
I
it
remember
now.
watching the first episode of Rugrats.
Wow.
Hey Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Ren and Stimpy.
Mm-hmm.
Not the adult block.
Yeah, I know.
Version.
Actually, my dad really liked that show too. When it first came out.
Oh, well, yeah.
My dad watched a lot of cartoons. Even when he was like, in his, 20s and 30s, he used to watch it. He still watches cartoon with me, even with me. He's like cool with it. That's my dad in a nutshell. Literally, his joke to me, he said, like, the only reason I have kids so I can watch cartoons still. Which, he's kidding. No way, but even still, it's amusing. So, I'm assuming there's more of a list.
Let me see. Alex Mack.
Oh.
Pete and Pete.
Oh, I kind of remember watching a bit of that.
What else was there? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, wasn't that like the more darker version of like Goosebumps in a way?
Eh. Clarissa Explains It All.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't... Yeah. Sorry, just had to remember for a second. Same chick who would go on to do Sabrina Teenage Witch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Why do you even know her name? Okay.
No, Clarissa Joan Hart.
The point is still there.
Yeah. I remember watching So, which was kind of a parody on soap operas.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Click.
What else?
Mine's gonna be listing more. Well, not all cartoons, but definitely there's gonna probably be a good chunk of cartoons in there. I was a cartoon kid.
Tailspin, Goof Troop.
Oh.
But yeah.
That it. At the moment. Anyway, okay. How about this? Actually, since I feel like this could be a cool thing we can do, since you've done it, we list some cartoons and then later on we'll talk about them a bit more. So, or stuff like that. Like when you mentioned Buried in the Big Blue House, obviously I got hit nostalgia with that. So I guess it's my turn to listen to that. I think it's kind of unfair for me because my childhood was just literally like recently, so I have a lot to list. But I definitely, I was definitely a Cartoon Network kid. I will say that right then and there. I was a Cartoon Network kid. I was into cartoons very much. However, there will be a mixture of other stuff in here. But there was Foster's Home, The Show to Death, Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, original Powerpuff Girls. I hate that I have to say it that way. Original Teen Titans. Again, I hate that I have to say it that way. Ben 10, the original. Original. Oh, Edna and Eddie. That was a good one. I didn't even Cartoon Network first because it's just easier for me. Looney Tunes? I guess that counts. Do I count the older stuff? No way. I mean, yeah, it was my child. I mean, that's still my childhood enough. Snorks. If anyone knows what that is, then alright. Jabberjaw? I think it's Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw? Habba-dabba? The one with the shark. Dang it. Dang it. I know there's more from Cartoon Network that I watched. Camp Lazlo. Kip also was the people who made Rocko's Modern Life too, right? Or at least one of the creators did. I think I'm right. I don't know. I can't remember at the moment. I don't know. I'm gonna list random stuff off. Danny Phantom, Fairy Odd Parents, SpongeBob, even though SpongeBob's still on today, but the older SpongeBob, I guess I should say. I guess first 4 seasons? Yeah. I'll say 4. That sounds right. Before the movie, the first one. The Amanda Show. That was a good one. Victorious, iCarly, Zoe 101. God, I'm spazzing out right now. Why? First of all, this list is long. And this one? Oh, Drake and Josh. Oh, Koopa Mikey. That's a weird one. I don't know how many people remember that one. My Life's a Teenage Robot. That was a good one. Totally Spies. What was the show called? Ozzy and like Drix? I forgot what it was called exactly.
Ozzy and Drix?
Yeah, that one. That's the one. That's the one. I barely remember that show, but I remember watching it. It was a weird show. Yeah, it was on Cartoon Network, I think. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
Did you watch the movie?
No, actually, I did. You know what's funny? I only found out there was a movie before the TV show. That's what scared me the most. Like, there was a movie. I was like, huh. But no, I didn't know. I gotta watch it. I want to watch the movie though, because apparently I heard it was a decent movie, and I'm sure. Maybe I didn't watch the movie. I don't know. Maybe I was too young before to remember even the movie.
Bill Murray was.
Bill Murray's an interesting dude. Where are you gonna go in more detail on Bill Murray? Bill Murray. Yes, and.
Bill Murray.
Anyway, that one. Sure. That's So Raven. Good Luck Charlie. Yes, that was technically kind of in my childhood era. Even Stevens. I think I watched a bit of that with Shia LaBeouf before he went cuckoo. I'm evil. Kim Possible. I just realized I remembered, like, Even Stevens said maybe lead into Kim Possible because of the sister. Dang it. I'm getting one of those weird, things where, like, I think I've listed most of them. Dang it, I know there's a lot more out there. There's a lot more. Oh, I remember this one, yeah, Attack of the Power Juju. When I was at... But I watched it anyway. I think that's it for now. Oh, Blue's Clues, there we go. There's that one. The original. I have to slightly say that, sadly.
Juice Clues?
Juice Clues? Oh god, no. Yeah. I think that's it. That's all I got in the moment to really remember. I'm sure there's a lot more out there, and I'm, you know, if I see it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember watching that. But at the moment, I can't think of it, so I don't know. You can also comment below what everyone. So yeah, I don't know. Which ones do you want to talk about? I don't know. Which one do you want to go detail of? I know I mentioned some weird ones in there. Because I want to talk about at least some of them, not all of them. I don't know if we have time for each cartoon, but slash show we watched, but I'm down for any of them. If you even remember my list.
Crazy. I don't know, go crazy.
I don't know. Actually, let me ask you this. Do you even know what Koopa Mikey is? Because I remember mentioning it during this whole thing. I don't know if you had a response for that or not.
Captain Mikey?
Captain Mikey. Oh, Captain Mikey? Okay, cool. I don't know if that answers my question or not, that you're able to pronounce it better than I did. It's a weird show.
I didn't like the show at all because, I mean,
It was iffy for me too, but...
I wasn't into the show. I know the concept of it was an American guy goes to Japan to be like this kind of hero for like I think like a television show, and it's basically his life of of him doing these crazy things.
Just listen to the intro of the song.
Yeah.
Actually, it really does explain the whole point of the character in the song. I find this show very interesting. I actually rewatched it, a bit of it. It's an okay show. There's some good episodes and there's some just Most of them are meh episodes. There's some that are okay episodes that I remember specifically, only because I think I remember watching when it really first came out. Like literally when it came out. I find it interesting because at least I'll give props for it for using the arts that the American cartoon art style with like the anime-ish kind of style. Blending that together was kind of interesting. I'll give it that a bit. Also the fact they had a lot of like some like pretty famous anime English anime voice actors in it. One of the characters was Goku, I think, voice actor, which is interesting. He was like the big guy with the blue hair, I think. So, I don't know, it was an okay show. I mean, like I said, I don't, you have to bring it up sometimes for me to actually click and remember it, in a way. I'm like, oh yeah, that one show, that was an interesting show, Like I said, it was okay. I mean, I think the reason why people didn't remember it very well, because one, it wasn't as popular, number two, it was very odd anyway. It was definitely unique, and it's the point of what I was doing. I think also the humor for the show was just kind of odd, too. It wasn't that funny. Oh, and Vader Zim, I remember that one now. I remember Vader Zim coming in my head. That's sad. It deserves to be added on my list of cartoons I watched as a kid. Jesus. Ozzy and I can never pronounce the name right. Why? I don't know. And Drix? Whatever. The point is, that was a weird show too. I can barely remember anything of it. The only thing I remember is that I think it was it was in this kid's body and they were having to fight like diseases or something. If I'm right. I don't know. I can't remember any of any plot points. The only thing I remember is because I watched a video recently about it, and it was such a weird episode they had. But anyway, I don't know. That's the only thing I can remember of that show. You remember any episodes or anything from that, or did you even watch it more specifically? I should ask.
No.
What? I don't know if that answers anything or not about the show.
I remember watching episodes, but
you can't remember any.
It's been a long time, and I didn't really care for it, in the beginning, so.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember any other episode besides the one I watched on this person's Cybersparks channel, I think his name is. But he was talking about an episode, weird episodes in TV shows, and one of the episodes was apparently, I think Ozzy gets quote unquote pregnant with a parasite or something. Anyway, it was such mind-numbing thing to watch. I was like, oh my god, this is a thing. I watched this as a kid. I probably remember this somewhere in my mind. I probably watched this episode at some point, and I was like, alright. I don't know, here's the, I can't, that's the thing sadly with some of these, I'm gonna look back on, is I'm not gonna be able to remember any episodes whatsoever. If I wasn't too interested in the show, I won't be able to remember it for the life of me. If I was really interested, yeah, I'll definitely remember a lot of episodes, but, yikes, yeah, no, I can't, for the life of me. What's another one? Oh, Life is Teenage Robot. That was a great show and I loved it. That was it's still one of my all-time favorite shows. It's such a good show. And, it's an interesting concept, and I feel like they can bring it back. However, at this point, I don't trust reboots, so maybe another season? Maybe? I mean, they did cancel it technically, actually. However, because they said poor ratings, even though, I don't know. It's hard to find people to remember Totally Spies. I don't know why. I mean, now people are bringing it back up again. I mean, people are bringing it back up again, but only because people are saying it's a weird show.
Organization of helping people, or WHOOP.
Whoop. I still love that I love that you remembered the whole.
And a little tune.
Oh yeah. No, I used to.
I can't get over the last episode, the very final episode.
What was the last episode?
It's like.
I'm like dumbfounded. I didn't know it ended actually properly.
Yeah, it ended with the girls going ahead and trying to get this device that turns all the bad guys good.
God, I don't. Did I ever watch that episode? Did it like stop going on TV by the time it?
Yeah, after that aired, that was the end.
I don't remember that. Why can I not remember that? I used to watch Totally Spies like religiously at one point too. What? I didn't know it ended. I thought it just kind of was just canceled like every other show from my childhood. After shows from my childhood were just canceled. 50%, half of them were canceled. Half of them actually had an ending. So.
Yeah, Totally Spies had an actual canon ending.
I need to go online and try finding it because I'm like now interested. I'm like, wait, when did this happen? This must have been when they stopped.
I remember watching Totally Spies at the tail end of it, because I'm guessing it started when Cartoon Network decided to air the Totally Spies movie. This was like years.
See, that I remember.
I watched it, and then I watched. The episode that they, showed up. And then it was all like, okay, it's the end, and that happened, and every bad guy's now good. That's like, I remember thinking to myself it was the most stupidest ending. Because, like,
I feel like it fits for Totally Spies, though.
A device that makes all bad guys turn good. Okay.
Wait, no, I'm thinking of the movie, never mind. What am I thinking of right now? I'm literally, like, losing it.
It's not,
I know it wasn't a movie, I'm just trying to think if I'm trying to think if I was thinking of, like, a scene from the movie or not. Or was it the same episode? I don't know. You know what? Probably need to rewatch that show again at some point. However, the only reason people are bringing it up again because people said it was an odd show, which really I kind of will agree that it was pretty interesting. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up. There's so many videos on it. But why?
Then there was David the Gnome.
What?
David the Gnome. You saw the ending of it.
Did I?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah. Stuff like that because I'm like, I don't remember that from my childhood. That wasn't a show I watched. That was a pressing ending though, even still for a show I haven't watched. Watching that, I mean, I felt connected to the characters immediately before they died. No. They did.
Yeah, it's like all the time you were connected to these characters, connected to them and their stories and their adventures. And all of a sudden, they did the one thing that no other cartoon in that time did. and
Kill
that
the character.
was show a death. Show death of a character. Not only a character, but two characters.
Your main characters of the show.
But I'm thinking that was more of an environmental cartoon than anything. Because back
Captain
in the
Planet, sorry.
90s, yes.
I'm sorry.
80s and 90s, people were going ahead making environmental cartoons like Captain Planet.
Yeah. Stinks of the theme.
What else was there? Witch of the World Watcher.
I don't know. By the time I was a kid, I think the weird shows kind of were starting to come out, and nothing really environmental. They're just weird.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Mega Diaper Babies.
Mega Diaper. That was from my childhood. I thought that was a '90s thing.
I think it was a mid to late '90s thing. The Mega Diaper Babies.
Ugh, that's a gross show. I've only seen clips of it and it disgusts me.
With the the fucking huge brain and
Ew.
there was like these babies who.
Like I said, I only saw clips of it and just disgusts me. It grossed me out so much. I don't.
It was nothing but fart, barf, and shit jokes and.
You're just like. Just ew. I don't know. I mean, I had some weird shows, but at least I could say I didn't have that weird. Well, until like. Well, there's one show, but that was really weird. But other than that, what? I can't. What was it? What was it called? I can't remember. Give me a minute. Something. What the? It's the goddamn seizure. Not seizure, but like it's like the really. What is it called? Something about detectives. What the freak is it called? It bothers me. My brain is purposely trying to erase that out of my mind, and it's just like, no, it's still there though. What the freak? It's like
detectives.
It's a really badly color palette show with like gross designs. It was on Cartoon Network. I shouldn't say my specific. What the freak? It was like.
Oh really?
Yeah, you gotta know what I'm talking about in a way. I mean, if I showed you, I feel like.
Yeah, if it showed me, maybe I would.
Let me see if I could just send you over Discord real quick.
Okay.
I gotta find it first. First of all, I gotta remember the name. What the freak? What the freak? No. Ooh. Oh my god, I can't remember for the life of me what it's called if I knew it. Or was it something like Awesome? I can't remember. And it hurts. Detective show. Maybe that might give me something. I'm not gonna be able to find it anyway. Oh, I see the picture of like what it was, but like, yeah, this show. What do you call it? Give me. What are you called? What are you called? The Problem Solvers. Oh god, there you go. Now I just got hit with like so much bad memories from the name.
Oh, the Problem Solvers. No, not that. Not that.
I told you. See, at least I say I have one bad show from my childhood that I hated a lot. That was such. Oh, my eyes are tainted now again. Just seeing that. They're tainted. Do you have any bleach I could put in my eyes by any chance at this moment so I can forget all that?
Sure. Here you go.
Scores into my eyes. Anyway, but oh god, Jesus, that was a bad show. Jesus, they didn't even try. They didn't even try. You can tell they didn't try.
I know.
Oh, Jared McBoing Boing.
That's okay.
That was my childhood. I just remember the show. Which was technically a book originally. Like this book. Do you remember Gerald McBoing Boing?
No, but I remember Chomso.
Oh my god, yes. Woody got the chalk. Anyway. No, Gerald McBoyman. It's a really weird show, but it's actually a thing I watched a lot. It was one of those shows I would come home from, school and actually watch shows, So, originally it was a book, but it's about this kid who can't talk. He only makes sounds. Most of the time it'd be like obviously that's why it's called Gerald McBoing Boing, because most of the time he'd be like boing, boing, whatever. With that. But like he get able like to remake sounds, but he can't talk. Which I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, it was a cartoon show. It was really odd. I think it was educational. Some way. But I'm trying to think of other shows. Oh, Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy. How did I not mention that? That was a show I watched a lot too. That one I questioned a lot for not mentioning originally. Oh, Crypto the Super Dog. I admit I actually was a kid who watched that show. I watched Crypto the Super Dog. It was not a good show, but I watched it. Justice League. That was a good show. I don't know.
That was your jam.
But my jams. That was a good show. No, it was really good though. Just like was like a really good show. It was really dark though sometimes the episodes, but I mean, so cool. Only DC thing I probably will ever like besides Batman. Because that was actually a time where like the characters were kind of interesting. They picked them pretty cool. The Wiggles. I watched The Wiggles.
Did they really wiggle?
Did you actually ever really watch The Wiggles? I'm curious.
No.
Clicks. No, oh man, I remember watching The Wiggles all the time. Is it sad that I know some of the songs, at least two of them I can remember? Not the whole lyrics, but at least I can remember.
Your fingers into the
Ew. There is the hot potato song, which was interesting.
Was it Freak Talent song?
Oh my god, no. That was my child.
Admit it.
No.
Admit it.
That's not a thing that happened. No, that was not a thing that happened. That was never a thing that happened in the show. I remember that clearly enough. And then fruit salad. That was a song, I swear. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
There's
Yummy, 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 yummy fruit salad.
Oh my god, my friend showed me this like a while back, and it's like the greatest thing on the planet. It's like fruit salad with like that one song from Slipknot. What's it called? Psycho or something like that. Like I put it together, and it's like the best thing in the world.
Oh, really?
It is. I love it. I was dying laughing when I was watching it because like it fits so well when it shouldn't, but it does. I'm gonna have to show you when I can because it's so funny. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anything else. The stream's already over an hour, so I think it's probably a good time to end it. But yeah, that was their childhood shows we watched. Well, I talked about some of them. The ones I kind of feel like that need to be discussed, I feel like a bit more in detail. Because, why not? Yeah, still, it's fun. We can do another one of these in the future. Maybe with, like, movies or something? I don't know. Or maybe more detail in cartoons. But, I don't know. Yeah. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Actually, Chloe, do you have any updates before I exit out? Do my outro.
I'll be doing Skyrim. Full HD, full, graphics and everything. So, like if disliked it, dislike if disliked it, and subscribe.
Wait, whoa.
And this is Carolyn.
You said if you dislike it and dislike it. What?
And dislike if you liked it.
Dislike if you liked it. Like if you like it, disliked if you disliked it. Subscribe to Chloe. And that's it. Bye. Oh god. You did it again. Bye.